We're all going to die. And that's the good news. The precious news is that we don't know when. So we're given an extraordinary gift, an invitation to be our most authentic selves right now. Are you living that life? Are you living your most authentic self right now? Because if you are not, all you have to do is change your story. And in fact, let's look today at whether or not it's time to change our story, because if you are not happy with the way the world is looking right now, all we have to do is change the story. Christina Koff, the astronaut, remember when we slingshotted her around the moon and back? A reporter asked her the very first question, what was the most important thing you learned? And she said, I learned what a crew was. And I thought she was going to then talk to us about 4 grown people in a teeny spaceship, her crew, that went up there so far and back safely. But she surprised me. She said that when she looked out the window at planet Earth hanging in the sky, that teeny planet, it wasn't the Earth that held her attention. It was all the black space around it. And she said in that moment, she realized that everybody that lived on planet Earth was part of the crew. Can you imagine that? What if we were all part of one crew? All of a sudden, fear goes away. All of a sudden, hatred goes away. Competition dissolves. And the violence of war, and the violence of homelessness, and the violence of all the things, school shootings, all of a sudden, our broken hearts start to heal. So how on earth do we do that? What on earth, what kind of steps can we take? First of all, we have a problem. And the problem is that we are all trained in that, in a certain story, drilled from the time we were teeny tots. Busy, busy town and busy, busy people. And what occupation do you want to take to fit into the game that's already established? But that game was started at the beginning of time when dinosaurs were here and saber-toothed tigers. And after we got rid of those monsters, we were taught to fear each other. Different tribe, dangerous, different skin tones, different faces, threatening. And here we are all of these years later. Maybe that story was really good a long time ago. But here we are, and we are still living that teeny story, even though we know that we're on a teeny planet in an infinite universe, not quite sure how we got here or why, even though we are playing that same game, and it's gotten way too small. And what's more, it's gotten dangerous. Wouldn't it be a shame if we all self-destruct before we get the glorious opportunity to find out what it would be like to be one crew and to create great things together? So I have been really interested in story. I've been the one that's been walking around saying, story may be mankind's only solution, maybe the only thing that will save us. And I was saying it, let me tell you, I was saying it before I even understood what I was saying. But I came to it really honestly, because as a teeny little girl, I had what was thought of as a tragic accident. It delayed my speaking for a whole year, and when I did start speaking, I couldn't pronounce words correctly. I would hear in my head school, but when it came out of my mouth, it would be ooh. And I would want to show off my circle skirt, but it would come out Urkel, Irk, and of course everybody would laugh. But that was one of the greatest gifts that was ever given to me by life, because I learned the amazing how much I loved expression through movement, through dance, through performance. Because words are just stories that we made up. We came up with all these words: country, planet, star, moon, mother, father. And then we say them so often that we think we understand what they are, but understanding doesn't work up here. It works down in your guts. It works in your perception. It works in your humility. And as far as the human race is concerned, I haven't seen too much humility from us. So all of a sudden, there I was being laughed at, and then my dad changed my life completely, because he said, what if you're saying all the words correctly and everyone else is saying them wrong? And snap, my story changed, and I've been changing that story all together forever. This isn't theory. I'm telling you, this is my life. I heard that childbirth was terrible and horrific and you could die. I wanted to change the story. I did change the story. All of a sudden, I'm having an exhilaration experience. Maybe there was a little pain involved, I don't know. I was having so much fun that I just didn't even feel it. And then I wanted to be a writer, so I walked right into the writer story, and I've written 2 books, and I've written 2 screenplays. And then I wanted to be a director. I took the risk. I said yes. And now I've got 3 award-winning films, and I even won a humanitarian award for one of them. And look what I'm doing to age. I am a whole decade above the life expectancy, and I've made up a slogan: embrace aging. It's full of surprises and fun, but don't let them trick you into getting old. Because I am feeling more alive now than I've ever felt in my life. So now, what we have to decide to do is what choices we're going to make right now. So I'm asking you again, are you happy with your life? Do you want to change it? Do you hate somebody? Change the story. Use compassion, use forgiveness, because you know what? It will free you. And are you feeling stuck? Because all of a sudden, if you hear yourself saying, that always happens to me, know that you're using that magic word always. And what if you are facing something that is really, really bad, really tragic? Do something radical. Try to think of it as a gift and be grateful for it. Come on, just try it, because it's going to really shake up the energy. And changing your story is going to feel really strange at first. You know, you may think, what's going on here? But then you'll get fascinated with the ability to just say yes and take a risk. You'll get fascinated, and then it will set you free. And listen, if you want to do something, don't put it off. We don't know that there's going to be a later. None of us know that. Say yes and kiss that person. Do art, do change, do story, take risks. Because when your life is over, the only moments that are going to matter to you are the ones that you were fully alive. So in the beginning, I just want you to know that we're closer than we think. Sam Cooke was right when he sang, change is going to come. I suggest that we all buckle up our seatbelts for the next couple of years, because I think it's going to be pretty wild. But it's going to come, and it's not going to come by force. It's going to come by our frequency and how we protect it, by our awareness, by the choices that we make. So that's why I said at the beginning of this talk that the fact that we're all going to die is the good news, is because we can at least count on that one thing happening. Can't we? Unless we figure out how to change that story. And I'm working on that one. I am really working on that one. Not only for me, but also for you, my beautiful, beautiful crew.